Morning. I see that a couple of folks have joined us off of this calendar. Mr. Goad, you can turn on your audio and video.
Yes, ma'am.
So, sir, you had previously posted a cash bond on this case where you were charged with improper passing. And if you want to just enter a guilty plea, then that would become your fine. Or if you would like to plead no contest, then that would become your fine. Or you can plead not guilty, and I would place the case on a trial calendar if you would like to go that route. What would you like to do today?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I didn't place the cash bond. That was someone else did that.
Linda, since you're
Without my knowledge.
represented, let me speak for you, okay?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
sorry. Hey,
It's
good
okay.
morning.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Alex Sousa for Mr. Goad. This case has got a bit of a tortured history. The reason we're appearing is my client is an interstate trucker. He hired me to represent him in this case. Obviously, it has potential implications on his CDL. We made an initial appearance on the case prior, I think it was prior to the pandemic or just at the start of the pandemic, and it was rescheduled multiple times.
Okay, I recall, I've got the order here where I set aside the prior forfeiture.
Right.
So what do y'all want to do today?
Well, I mean, I'd like to have if it's possible to have a pretrial with the solicitor. I'd like to see if we can work it out. I know that the state has some concerns about the anti-masking statute, and I've actually researched that, and I believe I have, an answer to the question that addresses their concern, which would allow them to amend the charge if they want to. And I'd like to be able to at least have that conversation with them before we make an announcement.
All right. Well, here's the dilemma from my perspective. This actually is a case that's assigned to another judge.
Understood, Judge.
And at one point, I was just as a courtesy doing his bond forfeitures so that we could get that money paid over to the commissioners. But I'm not willing to get in the middle of some kind of other mess for him. So I'll let him know that this case needs to be addressed in his division, and he can schedule it whenever he chooses to do so. I will bring to his attention that while there was a cash bond posted, that there is no forfeiture, and he should not forfeit that. And Madam Clerk, please don't put this on another bond forfeiture calendar. I don't think you've waived arraignment, though, Mr. Sussel.
No, Judge. I'm happy to do that. I would ask. I mean, and here's the issue: Mr. Goad did not pay that bond forfeiture. No one that we're aware of paid it on his behalf. He's not given authorization. So I'd ask that it be refunded to the credit card that paid it, because we don't know who paid it for him.
I don't think that that's something that we can easily do, just because you ask. So that's just going to have to sit out. That's going to have to sit out there until such time as the case gets resolved.
Judge, I understand that. I guess the concern is it appears that the clerk's office does not have any identity verification procedures in place to make sure that the person who pays the fine is the defendant or somebody who's authorized to do so on his behalf. And I don't want to make a baseless accusation, but it is my belief that the attorney who's representing the other driver in the personal injury suit and the insurance claim that was filed in this case is the one that paid it on his behalf in order to obtain an advantage in that civil proceeding. And so that's a
serious allegation. You should take that up with
Judge, and that's
why take that up with the bar. That's I can't deal with that for you.
So. I understand, Judge, but that's why I'm trying to put it on a calendar so I can actually subpoena documents to try and substantiate that.
You can subpoena documents, sir, without it being on a calendar. I don't understand what that's about.
I mean, Judge, you can't. You have to subpoena them to a specific hearing date.
Okay. Well.
So if we could, I mean, I'd be happy to have it transferred to Judge Garrett's division. I know he originally was handling it.
I don't need to transfer it. It's his case. So he's going to have to schedule it, and he can do whatever he decides to do. I'm not transferring it to him. He didn't transfer it to me. I covered his calendar as a courtesy. That did not make this my case.
Understood, Judge. Well, in that instance, you know, I would ask to waive arraignment on behalf of Mr. Go to enter a not guilty plea and ask for it to be placed, you know, on a, either a motions or a status hearing calendar so I can file additional motions.
If you would waive arraignment in writing with the clerk's office, you can e-file that waiver, then that will be duly docketed, and then Judge Garrett can place it on whatever calendar Judge Garrett determines he wants to place it on. I don't direct his calendars. I can't tell him to put it on any particular type of calendar.
That would be fine, Judge. I would just note for the record, I did file for discovery in this case in October of last year, and I've not received anything from the state on it.
Well, for some reason, I'm not, oh, wait a minute. That wasn't you. I was like, wait, that's not there. Okay. Well, I do see that that was requested. And so I'm sure that the assistant solicitor who's on today's court session will let the assistant who's assigned to Judge Garrett know that that needs to be sent out to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, y'all can sign off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hopefully it all works out eventually.
I appreciate that very
A
much.
mess.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So Tiffany or Lisa, whoever's there for the clerk, has anyone else requested the link?
Not that I know of, Judge, but I'll make sure from Tiffany's email to see.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, no, ma'am, no one else has requested that email or the link.
All right. All right. Well, we will then call that a court session, and all of those other bonds except for Mr. Goads, you can submit a bond forfeiture on those.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Ms. Hernandez, is the video working out there in the courtroom yet? You can play the
I'm sorry.
video.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Yeah, it's
Okay.
working.
All right. All right. I'll be out there shortly.
Okay. All right.